I'm debating on if I should have. So the problem with having, maybe if I sit like this, I don't want to block Black Widow out of the shot.
I just love that that's your go-to corner right now. It's right there where you have Cap and Black Widow at.
This is every single video that I am sending to like anyone that I do business with. Like, hi, as you can see, I'm working from home and my coworkers are protecting me from COVID. It's the only thing they're good for is
Oh man.
really looking COVID in the eye and threatening them. And I'm sure people that don't know me, are like, what is she doing?
Like, is she okay?
I'm like, listen, it's a talk piece, Like, you're going to remember my video because I had the Avengers here with me.
They're going to we're going to pick her because we have so many questions about the Avengers in the back.
Right? Oh, God. Good times. I'm never, ever leaving my house again.
Oh, no, you got to.
No, I don't.
Well, I mean, I don't mind staying. There she is. Hi.
Am I early?
Well, yes, but that's okay. We got on here so that we, if you were running early, that we could be here with you.
Okay, cool. Great.
Well, hi.
Hi.
If you're not ready, we don't have to start yet. Like, if
no, it's great. It's great. Totally. Let's do it. I don't, this is what a great thing that we can do this now on the internet. But usually I have someone doing it all for me. So
yes.
Anyways, I'm early. So great.
So yay. So here we are. I'm KJ, and this is my producer, Johna.
Hi.
And we are very excited to be talking with you. Big fan of Suburgatory, so I'm so glad that I get to see you on TV again. And Johna, actually, in our episode that airs tomorrow, we do a lot of it's a lot of pop culture, and we always do our TV picks. And Johna's TV pick was Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist. So when I got the email last night that we could talk to you, I was like, oh my God, Johna.
Thank you for picking us.
Always. I love it. I love that show.
That's so nice.
So I guess, first of all, how are you, health-wise, safety-wise, sanity-wise, as we quarantine together?
I'm good. I'm trying to limit as much as trying to limit the news. I want to stay informed, but I can't be on my phone all day looking at the horror that is unfolding globally. Yeah. So I've been trying to be on my phone less. I've been gardening, reading, watching movies and TV shows, listening to podcasts, cooking a lot.
Well, I'm coming to your house. We don't cook it
right. What have you been cooking?
Everything. Hold on. I feel like there's a bad noise.
Okay.
I've been cooking lots of vegetables because I'm trying to be as healthy as possible and keep my immune system healthy. I have been cooking. Last night we made pasta with pesto and sauteed spinach and beans with a little bit of, with peas with bacon. And I've made some roast chickens and lots of salads and soups. I made a kale charred bacon soup. I got bacon. It's like the one piece of meat I got.
Oh my gosh, I did the same thing. I tried not to be a hoarder, but I was like, well, I can't not have bacon.
Yeah, I bought an extra freezer on Amazon. So I have like bread and chicken stock that I made and one piece of salmon and cookie dough in my extra freezer.
Very nice. At what point were you still in production, and did things shut down, or at what point did your life kind of hit this, like, oh, this COVID-19 thing is really happening, and here's how my life is changing?
Well, I had finished the series in January, and so I've just been doing press. I was actually in New York. I was supposed to do Seth Meyers, and it got canceled. And then my boyfriend was living in New York working on a film, and his project got put on hold. And I was like, I need to go back to LA. I just want to be, when this gets really crazy, I don't want to be stuck in New York for months. I'd rather be stuck in my house in LA. And I haven't been here for 8 months because of working on the show and then traveling for press. The longest I had been here was like 1 week at a time. So I'm now back home, which is really nice. And yeah, I mean, I feel extremely lucky that the job was over, you know, and when the show comes back, fingers crossed, it'll be in the fall. So I'm ready to hunker down. I'm glad that you guys still can do your job.
Yes, yeah, it's been interesting. We are definitely much more used to being together, and you know, our podcast started out of friendship, and so the women, typically there's about 3 to 5 different kind of nerdy girls who are with us. And so, you know, I mean, it's sitting in our living room and talking about life and talking about shows that we're watching, and just, you know, really encouraging other girls and, you know, anyone who's kind of nerdy or has a passion about something, to know that, you know, we're your friends and we're talking about the same things. So it was, not gonna lie, Jane, it was a little rocky, our first episode. If you happen to decide you want to check out the kind of nerdy girls, episode 65 was our first attempt at quarantine podcasting. Not great.
Go to 66. Don't go to 65. Just go to
65.
We're recording right now, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is the real deal. This is kind of how we do things. We don't have like, hey, here we are, and now get into show mode. This is just really, hey, here we are. So are you alone? Are you in, like, do you have any pets? Or now I'm worried that you're just like gonna sit in your house all by yourself. Do you need?
No, I live with my boyfriend, and he's here with me.
Oh, okay.
And I have a cat.
Oh, you do? Oh, I have 5 cats.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not alone at all. As a matter of fact, they're like ready to ship me out of here. They're like, seriously, woman, leave. So let's talk about the show for people who may be, you know, new to it and definitely looking for a binge right now. I feel like, number one, I have to thank you, Johna, for reminding me, because I had seen the pilot when it was out on YouTube, and I was like, oh, yay, you know, Jane, I love her, and Suburgatory, and they're singing, and this is going to be great. And then Johna, you know, reminded me, like, hey, you should be watching this. But I feel like it's such a perfect show right now for people who are looking for something, because it has so much emotion and is built so much on relationships and family. And then it has this amazing soundtrack that goes with it that is so much fun to be a part of. So I guess from your standpoint, if you were to describe the show to someone who hasn't seen it before, how do you invite them into the world of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist?
Our show is our show tells the story about a young woman in San Francisco, but it's also a fantastical reality because it involves superpowers. This young woman is a coder, and we meet her at a really tricky time in her life where she's dealing with a lot of fear and pain over the possibility of losing her father, who's been diagnosed with a rare neurological condition. And she is a neurotic young lady, and so she goes to get an MRI because she's worried that maybe she has the same thing that her father has. She's been suffering headaches, could be from stress, maybe it's from this condition called PSP. And while she's in the MRI, San Francisco suffers an earthquake. And when she leaves the doctor's office, she can suddenly hear people's innermost thoughts and feelings expressed through song and dance.
I wish that would happen to me.
No, I mean, obviously you have finished production, so the entire story here of the first season. But I mean, at this point in living through Zoe's life, Jane, would you want to have this superpower?
I personally would not. I think it would be a burden, and I think people should be able to have privacy,
Yeah.
especially in your own head. So there's, you can't really help what you think, and what you think is not meant to be heard by anybody, I think.
Well, and also my singing should not be heard by not at all. And speaking of the singing, so we've been, watching a lot of people, singing to Zoey, but on Sunday's episode, things are going to be turned around a little bit, and you're doing all the singing, I hear.
Yes. So Zoey received some really stressful news at the beginning of the episode, and there's a glitch in her power wherein Zoey starts to sing all of her heart songs to everyone around her. And normally when people sing to her, she's the only one who can hear it, but when she sings out loud, everyone can hear it. So she basically ruins her life in 24 hours because she sings her secrets and desires and fears to everybody she comes across.
Oh no.
I'm stressed already.
What is it like for you on the set when you are much more used to sort of being the observer of all of these incredible musical numbers, and then all of a sudden you're the focus, you're in the spotlight?
It was really nerve-wracking. I was really scared of doing this episode because 6 song and dance numbers requires a lot of preparation, and that's time that we didn't have, especially because I am in basically every scene of this entire series. So, and the TV schedule is already grueling and so quick. So there was just insane anticipatory stress and fear about this episode. But when we actually did it, it was so much fun and ultimately really fulfilling. And I'm really proud of it. And I'm so excited for the audiences to see it.
We're really excited too. So Sunday night is when we will see this episode for the first time, and it's really cool, kind of following the success and how this particular show is growing. Like I said, I found it on YouTube. I know Johna's watching it on Hulu. Do you find that your viewing has changed a bit too, as we're into this world where there's so many different ways to communicate and get entertainment?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think at any point in my adult life I've paid for cable. Like, I don't have the channels on my TV. I've always just had a TV and a Roku box or an Apple TV or a Amazon Fire. So that's the way I've always viewed content since I've had my own place. And I think it's great, personally. I mean, I know there's complications and things to be worked out, but I love it.
Well, I am one of those people that I'm an entertainment junkie and still plugged in, and so I will watch things on demand and on Hulu and on Netflix and everywhere that it is. But when I really love something, I make sure that I'm watching it live, or we have the TV on, or we watch it in the 24 hours so that you can get, that viewership while we're trying to figure out this technology to really catch up on who's really watching everything. So I want you to know that I've got Zoe's extraordinary playlist not only set up to record, but I have a timer in my phone to remind me, hey, this is when it's on. Make sure that you are actually watching it so we can get a second season.
Thank you.
As we move forward in the next few weeks, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to do what you're doing right now. I think seeing people and connecting to humans in whatever way we can is so important, and having the opportunity to connect with you and hear a little bit more about the amazing work that you're doing with this truly extraordinary show really means a lot to all of us to feel this connection to you and know that we're in this together.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Would you mind just like giving us this won't be, you don't have to look into the camera if you don't want. This will be something that we record just for audio, and just like introduce yourself and say you're listening to the Kinda Nerdy Girls podcast.
Hi, I'm Jane Levy, and you are listening to the Kind of Nerdy Girl podcast. Should I say kinda?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Hi, I am Jane Levy, and you're listening to the Kinda Nerdy Girls podcast.
And I hope soon you'll be listening to Jane.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Good luck with the rest of your day. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, what do you think, Johna?
She's so nice. She's so cute.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if you wanted me to come to you at some point.
I'm fine. You know I'm not the interviewer in the relationship.
You're the hot girl.
I'm not the interviewer. I'm the comedic relief.
Did I do okay? My heart beats 1,000 beats a minute, and my stomach feels all gross no matter how many times we do interviews. I feel like I suck at it. So I hope Jane didn't hang up going, wow, they really sucked at that.
I also hope that, but I think it was good.
Is there anything else people should know about this show? I didn't want to, you know what, Johna? I didn't want to ask about the cast because I always feel weird when we're talking to somebody and I say, tell me about all the other cool people on the show.
I get that.
But who are some of the people that stand out to you? Because it is a really cool cast.
It is. There's Lauren Graham, as we all know from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
And I just love her so much. No matter what she's in, I can't not love her. Like
the first time she got to sing, I'm like,
I know.
Lauren Graham, and she's singing.
And they're so dramatic with their singing too. It just makes me so happy.
Yes.
And then if anyone out there has seen a little movie called Pitch Perfect.
Is that where Max is from?
Mm-hmm. Skylar Astin. Yep. He's from Pitch Perfect.
Driving me crazy. I'm like, I know this guy, but I don't know what. I'm not the person who will stop. Like Katie, if she's watching something and it's bugging her that she knows who they are, but she'll like stop and go to IMDb. Patches does the same thing. I just keep torturing myself with like, at some point I am going to figure out who this is, and I'm not going to ask Google for help. But yeah, he's so lovely in this.
I love Skylar Astin.
Yeah, he's so.
My roommate in college was obsessed with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like after she saw Pitch Perfect, she was like, I just love him so much. She watched like everything he was ever in.
Well, a couple of other people who are in it that I was super excited about. Did you watch Bones?
Yes.
The guy that played the super creepy serial killer. Remember the guy that remember when Bones, when they got buried in the car?
Yes.
Like that guy, right? That guy. He's her brother in the show. And I can't.
Oh man!
It took me like several episodes to be like, he is so terrifying to me.
No.
And I'm like, no, at some point he's gonna kill her. Like I can't.
Oh no!
So I appreciate that he's doing his job as an actor and being someone totally different from the creep in Bones.
And I have to look it up, but her mom is she plays the mom in Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name? Hang on.
Mary Steinbergen.
Is that her name?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
love
I might
her.
be butchering how to pronounce it, but yeah, she's fantastic in it.
And then
Uh,
her
Da-
dad, whoever her dad is.
that's David Gallagher. He was in what was the movie with Sandra Bullock he was in?
I
Yeah,
don't
see, this is why we're kind of nerdy.
I know can't think of
Um,
anything. Peter Gallagher. Hang on, wait. I'm gonna look. Because
uh,
I've seen him in so much stuff, and when I saw him, I was like, oh my god, that's that guy.
he was in the
While you were
OC.
sleeping.
What's that?
While you were sleeping.
Oh yes, while you were sleeping, and then
That's a good
he
movie.
was also in the OC.
He was
Uh,
in Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler.
yes. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But, you know, I I really did. I didn't want to hit on the like, the whole, this is a really great show for us, Jane, because Johna and I both have dead dads. Uh, and, and having been through the emotional turmoil of watching your dad die, this is a great show.
Can you please tell me why I was thinking the exact same thing the whole time?
I was like, I don't know how to bring up that Johna and I are especially connected to your show because our dads are dead.
Oh man. I was thinking this like every episode where like her dad, like she's just like sitting there like watching her dad and she gets like all like sad and nostalgic. I'm like, yo, same. But like
Yes.
there's no way to just be like, hey, by the way.
Right? I know. So there was no way to bring that up to her. There was no way for me to, be like, man, did you watch Gilmore Girls? Because I love that Lauren Graham.
Did you watch Perfect? Because goodness.
Yeah.
Skylar
So I hope that, as you were watching us, chat with Jane and learn a little more about the show, and then watching us chat about it after the fact when we were like, okay, she's gone. Now let's really talk about the show. That you will consider adding it to a binge, because I wasn't just saying things to like pump up Jane because she was here. I do think it's a great show to watch right now if you're looking for something that's got a lot of feeling but also is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right? It's a drama, but in a way that connects you to songs that when her brother and his wife were singing the Pink duet.
Oh yeah, just give me a reason. I can't tell you like because like working at the radio station, every single song ever, and so every time a song comes on, I'm just like laying in my bed like singing along, and I'm like, no, you have to let the people on the TV sing it. You don't always have to sing.
Right. And it's, and you're like, oh, I love this song. But then you're watching this scene that's giving it a whole new context.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I would love a second season of this show. And I am hopeful, as crazy as things are for, all of Hollywood and TV and movies right now, that some of these shows that are unique and fun and, will make you escape and feel great about doing it will kind of come to light and see some success while they're sitting there waiting, because this is their job, and now who knows what will there be a fall season, when can they go back to work? It's amazing how like normalized everything has become to where it's like no one knows, am I going to be able to get bacon?
Yeah, and I'm sure it's super stressful for them too, because that's their bread and butter, like literally.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, am I gonna be getting a job soon?
Right. We're all in this together. So, what are you gonna do when we hang up, Johna?
Well, I need to find something else to catch up on. I caught up on Good Girls. I caught up on Good Trouble yesterday. Cried a lot. That was cool.
What's Good Trouble?
It's a show on ABC, not ABC. I keep wanting to call it ABC Family, and that's not what it's called anymore. Freeform.
It hasn't been ABC Family for like 3
I know,
years.
but it was ABC Family my whole life. Like, so I just am so used to calling it. But there was a show on ABC Family when it was ABC Family called The Fosters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about this lesbian couple who adopted all of these children, and it's just like how their lives changed once they got adopted, and like, you know, problems and drama and stuff.
Yeah.
But Good Trouble is a spinoff of The Fosters. It's the two daughters from The Fosters living in New York or Los Angeles. I think it's New York. They live in like New York City, and
They're very different cities.
I know. I think it's New York City.
And there are a lot of beaches in the show, or a lot of tall
No,
buildings?
there's not. So I'm pretty sure it's New York City. And they live in a communal, like a communal-based apartment complex. So they have to share like bathrooms and like refrigerators and stuff like that. And they're just, one of them's a lawyer and one of them works for a tech company, and like all the drama that goes with, you know, being like a liberal type lawyer and being a female at a huge tech company.
Very cool.
It's really good.
All right. Hey, you said you were looking for something to watch. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, I will tell you that when I got in the shower.
Let me show you.
Oh, show me. Well, when I got in the shower last night, I was like, man, maybe I should watch Buffy tomorrow.
Man, maybe you should watch Buffy tomorrow. This is one of my coworkers. I got Buffy. I tell you what, you're going to love Giles. Giles is like the coolest dude. Like, you just want to make Giles happy. Like, you want to make him proud. You love Giles so much. So here we go. My pick for you today, Johna. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay, I guess I'll have to get started on Buffy, because I was literally thinking about it last night. I was like, man, you know, maybe I need to watch something that won't make me cry. Because I mean, even Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, I start crying sometimes. I'm like, damn, am I okay? Like, goodness.
Yeah. Now I will fully admit that if the first season of Buffy, you're like, I'm not sure that I'm into this, because think about how long ago it was made, and some of the, you know, effects are super cheesy. That if you need to maybe start like, there are some episodes you can skip. When they really start getting into the Buffy Angel relationship is when you're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm digging this. Because then in the second season, that's really kind of how things start to come together. And then the third season, they introduce Faith, who's played by Eliza Dushku, and she's freaking awesome. Like, she's a character that you love and hate and love and hate. She's
so
just
Logan from Veronica Mars.
Yes, cool. yes, very much like that.
Did she die? Can you just tell me?
No.
Because I can't handle another heartbreak. I honestly can't. I'm still sad about Logan, honestly.
She is, yeah, spoilers, Veronica Mars, sorry. No, she just has a really complicated sense of humanity. Like, she's had a complicated life, and so, you know, what happens is you watch her do things that are just terrible, but you have this instinct to still want to protect her because you know that she's been driven to this darkness. But then you're so mad at her because, like, you could be better than that. And then she'll get better than that. And you're like, hey, yeah, this is it, Faith. And then something happens and you're like, oh, here we go again.
Oh, so it's like Sam on Demon Blood.
Yes. But it's fun. You know, it's set in high school, so there's, you know.
High school drama.
Yeah, so it's got plenty of high school drama, and then it goes into college, and you get the college drama, and then Angel, the spinoff, is kind of like the, you know, grown-up world version of Buffy, because eventually Angel has to, you know, he has to go. He's hundreds of years old, and he can't have a teenage girlfriend, right? Like, you know, that's not going to work. So he moves to Los Angeles to be a grown-up. And so that's the spinoff that, so there's just so much goodness and amazing relationships and drama, and you kind of forget that the monsters really start to represent more of like themes in real life, as opposed to like, what monster is it this week? So, you know, it has to start off with like the monster of the week type episodes to kind of get you into it. But it's just so much fun. And Willow's story, you'll love Willow. Willow's so great. That's Allison Hannigan. She's fantastic. So, all right. Well, I can go on and on about Buffy, but
Yeah, you can.
yeah, I can. Yeah, I would love for you to start watching it. That's my mission to you today. Your quarantine mission. Get on it, girl. Thanks for being here and supporting me through, my interviews that I'm always like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I'm sitting there going, man, I suck at this. Why am I doing this?
That's okay. I am the, in college, I queened myself the supportive friend.
Oh.
So anytime my friends were like doing a band concert or putting on something, like, will you come to this? I'm like, I sure will. I will definitely be there just for you.
Had I melted down, did you have a question ready?
Yes.
Because we talked about this like pre-show stuff.
Oh, I melted down.
Yeah, I was like, Johna, if at any point I go, Johna, that means I am freezing up for some reason and I am panicked and you need to be ready with a question. So there were a few points where I thought and then I was like, I'm going to be a big, brave girl. I'm not going to go, Johna. But had I gone, Johna, what would you have said?
Just, how different is it to, be working on a show where there's so many dance numbers and where you have to just stand there and watch. Like, you can't do anything. You know all the words and you know all the steps because you've seen it a million times. But like, how is it that you don't just crack up? Because honestly, if people started singing and dancing right in front of me, I would die laughing.
Yes.
Because it's just something
That's a great question. Dang it. I should have went to you. Well, you know what? We'll tweet this out and then maybe Jane will see it and I'll say, we forgot to ask you something. It's very important. Please respond.
Most important question that we missed. But she was so nice. And I think it was probably good that you didn't like melt down either because she didn't seem like she was like over like, okay, like you guys can be done at any time now.
Right. Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you. I appreciate you, being my hype girl.
Right.
All right. Go watch Buffy.
I will.
And thank you to everybody who has watched this, listened to it. Kind of Nerdy Girls is our show, and we are on all the podcast apps and YouTube. Maybe you're watching this on YouTube. Yay!
I did my hair and brushed my teeth for you guys.
I know. I did. I did too. And then, I put a scarf on to give me some color.
I have a shirt with a pineapple on it.
Oh, nice. This is a pajama top. It's like, well, just put this nice scarf on.
I never would have guessed that was a pajama top.
Oh, thank you. I have only the finest pajama tops. This is one of the few that doesn't have caps on it. So that's or Captain America or. Yeah. All right. Well, until we speak again, stay safe, stay healthy, stay kind of nerdy. And,
love you guys.
We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.